so hard to see from the moment we arrived. Cornelia, you are one who will survive. When time's been bad, you put smiles on everyone. I think of you and of all I should have done. You told me the thing would shape or form that you're in, the place you're from, the wealth or the color of your skin. And all you have.
What an absolutely beautiful location I have got tonight's wild camp. I am in Glencoe. This is a really unusual way of starting a video, but this is going to be my time in Glencoe and what I get up to, and yeah, just a kind of idea of the area. If you're ever thinking of visiting Scotland, this is an ideal and a perfect place to visit if you're into the outdoors and you love mountain climbing. There's so many Munros around here and Corbetts, and also to get some nice forest as well. Like, you think of Scotland as being quite barren and just rocky and mountainous, but right here I'm in a nice little pine and conifer forest, so it's beautiful. It's absolutely lovely. The sun is setting, and I got to Glencoe earlier today, and I've just been spending the time around the village. It's a really nice village, and I was at a point looking over Loch Leven earlier, so that was really nice. I've just been to the village hall here down in the centre, and they've got a theme going on, a Himalayan theme. So there's all flags out, Himalayan flags, and it's basically a fair trade thing. So they've set up stalls what people from Nepal and Tibet have made, and they're selling it. So I bought a few little bits and bobs for gifts for family and friends. So yeah, it's just a nice thing that you're paying for something that goes back to that country, and also you're taking a bit of culture away from a different country. So it's lovely. I really am passionate to visit Nepal or Tibet, that sort of region, in the future. So it was really nice seeing that. And I love them little prayer flags that you get. So I was in there for a while chatting to the woman who was like volunteering to be there, and she was absolutely lovely. And so I probably will visit that tomorrow and take a bit of video so you can see how nice it was. It's crazy, I'm in Scotland, but it felt like I was in Nepal or somewhere. The views are just breathtaking. Just seeing the sun setting on the pine trees all around me, and they're just glowing. And now the clouds have just gone a really nice pinky, like salmon colour. So it's lovely, and you just see the outline of the hills, and there's a mountain behind me. So it's wonderful. I'm really happy with the camp spot I've got for tonight. One thing I kind of want to say and cover though is if you are thinking of wild camping or maybe coming to Glencoe after watching this video or even any of my Scotland videos, just please respect that this is a free to roam place, but you kind of need to respect that you need to leave no trace. So that means if you're going to make a fire, cover it, and you need to scatter the remains of it, so any like charred wood or anything like that, and cover it up, make sure that it's completely out, and maybe try and build some sort of fire pit when you are going to light a fire, just so it doesn't cause any forest fires. To always take your rubbish home with you, because there's been so much rubbish around parts of Scotland, and it's putting a really bad name, especially at the minute, because I got off my coach earlier and even the word wild camping, people don't like it anymore around here, and they advise you to go on a campsite. They're just really against wild campers, and it's kind of annoying because someone like myself who wants a bit of freedom and somewhere nice to camp, yeah, I'm getting less chances and less recommendations for places to go because some people put a bad name on it. And at the end of the day, we get such a nice opportunity to experience these beautiful places and roam free and be able to wild camp, which you can't down south because people just disrespect it and leave rubbish and toilet paper and human waste, and yeah, it's just a bit of a shame. And I just wanted to mention that because this video is trying to inspire people to see Glencoe and look at it, but I don't want to encourage people who are just going to come up here and destroy the wild feel of it, because it would just be a shame. But yeah, there's definitely been recently, because of the whole lockdown and because everyone's having a national holiday instead of going abroad because of Corona, it seems there's been a lot of people camping and taking advantage of the wild camping policy and leaving so much litter and human waste everywhere and toilet roll. Apparently it's been really bad. So yeah, just I think if you're going to come to Scotland or go anywhere that's outside, please respect it. Just leave no trace. That's the motto that this outdoor community is trying to run by. Anyway, less of the rant. It is starting to get dark. I just need to blow up my sleeping mat, and I've been airing out my sleeping bag. This is week 3 of being in Scotland, and I really don't want to go home now. I've got to that point where this just feels like my way of life, just kind of wild camping and drinking at streams and hitching and speaking to Scottish people. Like, I can feel myself saying we, and that means like little, for like Scottish translation, that's like means little, and I can feel myself saying like we, and I kind of just trying to stop myself, but it's becoming a habit now, because when you're around so many Scottish people, you kind of pick it up. So I found that quite funny. But yeah, it just feels like my way of life, and I really have fallen in love with Scotland. Like, I loved it already, but I think I've fallen in love with it even more. I've seen a lot more of it, and I think hiking you get to process more because you're going at a slower pace. And hitching as well, I've met a lot more people by doing that, and obviously the West Highland Way, I've met a lot of people doing that as well, who are all like-minded and really friendly individuals. So it's going to be really sad actually, and because the date's coming closer to when I have to leave, it's gradually cutting in that this is coming to an end. And yeah, it's crazy, because down south it's just not, it hasn't got that wild feel. I don't think people are as friendly and as into the outdoors, as passionate. It's more money orientated down south. and everyone's rushing and got a deadline, where here people are more relaxed and chilled and really taking in the present moment and appreciating the mountains, and even having nice weather. People are like, oh, what a lovely day it is because it's not raining. And it's just the simple things like that is just really nice, and it's just really positive environment to be around. And I try to go outside to kind of get my own space and escape people and kind of chill out. But here I'm just really wanting to speak to people and hear their stories and where they're travelling and things like that. So I wanted to kind of do a tour around and show you guys a bit of Glencoe tomorrow, but it's going to be rain the whole day, so it's going to be difficult to film it. Morning. What a night that was. Throughout the whole evening and night, there was just deer roaring really loudly round like the whole area, like 360 you could hear them, and on the hillsides. So that was a great experience, hearing that all night. And owls, it was just really noisy and full of wildlife, which is really lovely. But it's just such a weird noise. Obviously we're in rutting season now, so I think there's a 2-week period where they're most vocal, and that is obviously now, because the whole night they just went on and early this morning. So pretty crazy, but a really nice experience. I've never heard deer like going for it that much, and they're red deer in this area. But I'm looking forward to today. It's not raining yet. It's meant to rain a bit later on, and like heavy rain throughout the rest of the day. So I need to be quite careful where I choose to camp. I'm also thinking of going to the Claggy Inn tonight. I think that's how you pronounce it, but it's like a really famous pub for if you're coming to Glencoe and you do a lot of outdoor pursuits and you just like the outdoors, or you've been walking, then it's a really nice place to go, and it's a nice atmosphere. I don't know what it's like now with COVID, but there used to be live music, and a lot of people used to go in there. So I'm not sure about now, but I'm hoping to go there tonight. I think I'm going to pack up soon and walk down to the small lochen that's just down this track, and have a look at that, see what it's like. I've just finished my scenic walk of Glencoe Lochen and the little mountain pass as well that runs through it. And now I'm going to head over to the village hall. There's an annual charity event that takes place in Glencoe featuring Himalayan and fair trade goods that goes towards funding charity projects in Nepal and Tibet. It was wonderful experiencing the Himalayan culture. Usually monks and Sherpas from Nepal come over and help with the event. The cause behind the event and the charity is amazing because it goes towards natural disasters and the aftermath that it leaves on people and communities, and also poverty.
Yeah, no salespeople, no gals.
Like that.
Yeah. That sounds like you can't come if it's...
Cheers! Cheers! This is going to be my first time trying haggis. We'll see how this goes. That's actually quite nice. I like that.
First haggis moment's been on camera.
Yeah. Morning from the Banshee. It is drizzling outside, so I'm just having my coffee in the tent this morning. So basically, yesterday was an eventful day. I went on my walk, didn't I, around Glencoe Massacre in the morning, and then did the little mountain, there's like a little mountain route, and yeah, just walked around this area because it's really pretty, and it's lovely seeing all the leaves like turning yellow and orange. It's just really, it's probably my favourite season, autumn, so it's nice to witness it in Scotland. And also hearing the stags throughout the day is just such a really nice thing to hear as they're in the rutting season. Went back to the village hall as you saw yesterday, as I wanted to go meet my friend Anna, who I'd made the day before. We'd met for an hour and were chatting, and she said, I'll pop in and visit again. So I said I would, because I'm in the area, and I also really wanted to film it to show you guys. And it's just an amazing cause, as you've seen. It's all fair trade, and it goes to the Nepalese people, and it just supports a good cause, which is really nice. But anyway, I was only meant to stay like an hour just to film and say hello, and we had planned to go to the Clagay that evening anyway, because she asked if I'd been. I said I hadn't, and that I wanted to go, and she said, yeah, you definitely need to go here in the area. It's just like a really cool pub, and it's all the outdoor people go there, and it's just a really nice atmosphere. So I was like, yeah, I'll go. And ended up staying there 6 hours. I can't believe how long I stayed. 6 hours just chatting and talking about like her travels, and I was talking about my YouTube and what I do, and she was saying about the volunteering trip she goes on and things like this. And yeah, 6 hours just went like that, over a few coffees, and people would come in and buy the stuff in the store as well. So 6 hours just kind of went past. And then we went to the Claggy yesterday evening after 6:30. I walked down there, try and find somewhere previous to for a camp spot after the pub, as it gets so dark early now. It got dark at like 7 or just before yesterday, due to it being really like thick cloud and heavy rain. Yeah, I really enjoyed my experience there. First time having haggis, that was a new one. It was really nice. It just tasted like black pudding, and I like black pudding anyway. So I thought, because I'm going to Scotland, I should try some of the delicacies and things like that, and that's what I planned on doing. I also really like the Scottish pancakes. I tried them, and that, like, the time I've been here, I can't remember when, and they were really good. I also got a Cairngorms beer, I think it was, so that was nice as well. It's just all Scottish themed, and it's really designed well, the pub. It looks great, and they put a lot of effort. It's just a shame with COVID, it's kind of ruined the atmosphere. Usually you'd have live music and things like that people were telling me, but now it's all like social distancing, and no one really speaks loads because you've got to wear a mask, and yeah, it is a shame, but it's just some that we got to live through. Plan today, just been looking at my map, is to head over to the visitor centre and show you some more details about Glencoe. Like, I haven't mentioned the Glencoe Massacre. Oh, and I also had my first shower in 2 weeks at the village hall yesterday, and I was so thankful for that. Anna was really lovely to help me out with that. But anyway, heading to the visitor centre, and then I'll be heading down the Hidden Valley, which is quite famous in Glencoe, and I'm planning on spending the night there. I was going to plan on climbing the Monroe next to it, but I'm just kind of thinking weather-wise and also my pack. Like, I really don't want to carry a 20k pack up some Monroe. Not a fan of that. So I could either try set my tent up in the Lost Valley or the Hidden Valley, I'm not too sure which one it is, and head up a Monroe with just like a smaller pack. I'll see when I get there. Really enjoyed myself yesterday. It was nice having some company and hearing a lot about Glencoe and meeting a lot of locals and going into that pub.
It's also part of the West Highland Way that runs from Glasgow to Kilburn. So it's maintained and
Right.
Where do you think we should head for?
Well, if you want to plant.
this way, it's a right way.
And for people. For you. Skiers. Climbers.
Well, I'll tell you something. Yes.